everyone, it's Melinda with Tailored and Teal. Welcome back to another What Sold video. If you're new to my channel, I am a part-time online reseller on Poshmark, Mercari, and eBay. And every 2 weeks, I go over every single sale from those 3 platforms. And in today's video, we are going over sales from January 16th through January 31st of 2023. I finally had one sale on Mercari. It was the only sale that I had for the month of January on Mercari, and it came out of my ThredUp jewelry rescue box. And it was a multi-metal, so there was gold, silver, and a copper tone, I believe. Inspirational words, wide bar stretch bracelet, and it sold on an offer to a customer for $8. There was $1.53 in fees, giving me a profit of $6.47. Next up on Poshmark, I had 10 sales. Again, I did have a few gaps of 0 sales dollar days. I am still doing all the things on Poshmark that I need to: delist, relist, listing every day, sending out offers, sharing my closet like 6 or 7 times a day. I have over 900 active listings. I'm done complaining about Poshmark, so we're just going to move on and hope for the best. Hope it starts to pick up. So again, on Poshmark, I had 10 sales. The first sale was a lot of 2 Michael by Michael Kors striped blouses. These had dolman sleeves. One was gray and white, and the other was black and white, I think. Obviously, you'll be seeing the pictures here. I've had these blouses since 2019, so I was very happy to see them go. Someone sent me a $15 offer and I accepted. The next was a bundle of keychains. These were from my Via Trading Amazon jewelry lot. The first keychain was for like teachers, and it said big hearts, shapes, minds. And then there was also a stepdad of the bride keychain. The person bundled these together. I sent them an offer of $11 and they accepted, and no discounted shipping on that one. Next was a black oval faceted faux stone lace Victorian slave bracelet. Now, I do not like the name of this type of bracelet, but it is the type of bracelet that has a ring attached to it, and then you have like a bracelet up here, and it all kind of connects together. Even though I don't like the terminology, I still used it because people may be searching for that keyword, and it sold for $10 with discounted shipping. Next was another item from my Via Trading Amazon jewelry lot. This was a Faith Heart 18 karat gold plated cross cremation urn necklace. So the cross actually opened up and you could put a loved one's remains or ashes in there to keep with you at all times. I thought that this was such a sweet idea, and I had never seen anything like it before I got this lot, and it sold for $19. Next up was a pretty awesome sale. However, I did pay up for this item, but I still made a nice overall profit. It was a Lululemon gray hooded sweatshirt zip up hoodie. This was one of the scuba models from 2018. I did pay $14.99, but it was a size 10 and it was almost in like new condition. It did have a strong smell of laundry detergent, which I always list if something smells just for allergy purposes, and it sold for $56 with discounted shipping, and overall I made over $28 in profit. So very happy with that, and it only took about 2 weeks to sell. Next up is a vintage yellow amber American Concord by Brockway glass dinner plate. This was part of my mom's collection that she no longer needed. It sold for $14 and it went all the way to California. Next was a New Tags MLLE. I don't know how you'd say that. Mule. It almost reminds me of mill, but there's no I. Gabrielle navy blue lace overlay sheath dress. This did have a small hole in the armpit. Even though it was new with tags, it had some like separation of the lace. I did notate that. This is a very old item. It finally sold for $8 with no discounted shipping. Next was a pair of Via Spiga brown suede stiletto heel grommet knee-high boots. These came out of my Helpsy boot box, the second one that I unboxed on my channel just a few months ago, and they sold for $32 with discounted shipping. Then another pair of boots from the same box. This was a Zara basic black faux suede over the knee black heel boots. The customer sent me an offer for $20. I had them listed around $35, but I was perfectly happy with a quick flip because they were only listed for a few weeks. And then the last item on Poshmark to sell was an Old Navy, the tunic shirt, lilac purple plaid flannel blouse. This came out of my America's Thrift Supply micro bale of 100 pounds of blouses. This actually sold for $16, and that was my full asking price. There was no shipping discount, and I had a lot of interest on this item in all platforms. I think because of the purple, I also think because it was a size large, and I'm very happy to sell Old Navy for $16. So of my 10 sales on Poshmark, I had $201 in sales, $43.40 in fees, $5.16 in shipping discounts, giving me a profit of $152.44. My average sale price for each item that sold was $20.10. Moving on to eBay, where finally I have some momentum going. I had 24 sales on eBay for the past 2 weeks. And to put some things into perspective, I only had 20 sales total on Poshmark for the month of January. And I had 24 sales in 2 weeks. So I'm definitely putting more energy into eBay because I think that there is potential there. I mean, there's always potential, but I am doing a few things that I think are helping and I wanted to share them with you. So first of all, every single day I am ending a super old item that's been listed for 200 plus days that haven't renewed. I'm ending the item and then selling similar, changing the title just like a word or two, and then also lowering the price down by $1 to $3 depending on how long I've had the item and depending on what my cost of goods was for that item. So every day, 5 items. I'm also listing at least 3 items a day. And then the other thing that's helping is I am running a 10% off sale for my entire store. Even the items that I end and sell similar, I'll go back in and put them on 10% because I have seen that my sale is actually driving people to my store better than promoted listings. So just some food for thought. Oh, and also look at your business policies on eBay. I will link a video up here that tells you a little bit more about that and also gives you a little screenshot of how to do it. I had 14 pages of business policies. Business policies on eBay are, for example, if you accept returns, if the buyer pays for returns versus you pay for returns, if you do international shipping, if you have a specific like flat rate shipping amount. Those are your business policies. And I had 14 pages of those. And as soon as I deleted all the ones that I didn't need, I had 3 back-to-back sales the next day. I'm not sure if that actually did anything, helped my algorithm, but it was a little coincidental with the timing. So again, I will link that video up here so you can go check it out. And I do show you in that video how to find your business policies as well. So the first sale on eBay was from my ThredUp jewelry rescue box. It was a vintage purple glass beaded brass lily flower pendant necklace. It was signed on the back of the flower and it said 1985 Gicker. I couldn't find anything about that artist. I think it might have just been a handmade piece. I mean, obviously it was handmade, but like just kind of a at-home crafter kind of thing. And this sold in 1 day. Someone sent me an offer for $21 and I accepted. I think it was only listed for $25, so perfectly happy with that offer. Next is an item that I actually lost money on, but I originally purchased them for myself. They were a lot of 2 new with tags, Gap garment dyed rolled short sleeve shirts. They were both size large. I had won a giveaway on Whatnot and I felt like I needed to purchase more items in order to get that discounted shipping. So I purchased these shirts thinking I would like them. I did not, so I listed them. And I was also a little bit upset when I received the items because they weren't the typical Gap items that you purchase in a Gap store or a Gap outlet. These were actually sold in a superstore, so I believe it was Sam's Club, but it's either that or Costco or BJ's, one of those, and I think they only sold for like $5 a piece. You can't buy them from those superstores anymore, so I just listed them kind of for what I thought they were worth, and also going off of comps as well. They sold for for $17. After shipping and fees, I did only lose 75 cents. So not the end of the world, but that was kind of a bummer because I thought they were authentic Gap pieces. Next was my first international sale of 2023. It was a Kuba Jessie dark brown leather buckle shoulder purse bag. I think I did use the keyword Y2K because it was a very like short shoulder bag. You know how we all carried those little tiny purses back in the day. The customer actually reached out to me several times before purchasing the purse, asking about eBay shipping policies and things like that. I answered them to the best of my ability, and she did turn around and purchase it, and it sold for $62.99. Fees are a little bit higher for doing international shipping, and she ended up paying $37 in shipping to get it to her. So overall, she paid a pretty penny, but the customer did seem like they were very interested in the purse, so I hope that they enjoy it. Next is a new with tags Tasso Elba Smoke Heather Gray V-neck cotton sweater vest. This came out of one of my men's ThredUp rescue box, and it sold for $14. Tasso Elba is not really a Bolo brand. I only listed it because it was new with tags. I do not recommend you picking up that brand unless it's like 100% cashmere or something like that. Next is from my Via Trading Amazon jewelry lot. This was a Faith Heart Black Irish Celtic Cross Rolo chain necklace. This sold for $14.39. That was with my 10% off, so that was technically my full asking price. Next is an item that I pulled from my old inventory, so from 2019. I am doing a whole revamping of all of my old items, taking them out, re-steaming them, re-photographing them, putting different measurements in. And this was one that I pulled, but I didn't actually get to relist it yet. It was the classic dramatic high-low hem tank top. There was some love themes, there was some glitter, and it sold for my full asking price of $5.39, and that was with my 10% off. Next was an item that sold pretty fast. I purchased it from ThredUp's outlet center. It was under their assorted brands, but I could see very clearly on the back what brand exactly it was. It was Booty by Brabant's Black Bomb stretchy textured leggings. If I remember correctly from my research, these are like squat proof leggings, so they're super stretchy. You can't see through them when you squat or when you bend over, do anything like that, and they sell pretty well. These sold for $32.75, and that was an offer I sent the customer. Then we have another item I purchased from ThredUp's outlet center in their assorted brands list. This was a new with tags Adventure, not Adventure, Aventure, black light down quilted mini skirt. This sold for $26.99, which was my full asking price with my 10% off. We have another item that sold really fast. This was from my most recent thrift haul from Salvation Army, and it was a brand that I never found before, but definitely should be on your Bolo list. It is Gudrun Sogen. I'm probably butchering that. It is Scandinavian. Bright pink 100% linen patch pockets Lagan look maxi dress. This was in perfect condition. My cost of goods for this item was $4.49. Next is another item that came from that same thrift haul. This was a new with tags April Cornell Abigail wool blend button front antiqued floral vest. It was a size extra large, and it sold for $28.50. And I got customer feedback, and they said they absolutely love the vest, which always makes me happy to hear. Next is a jewelry lot of 33 pairs of pierced earrings. They were from a variety of different stores. Some of the cards had all of the earrings on them, some of them didn't, but they were all pairs at least. And they sold for $17.99, and they only went about an hour away from my house, which I always think is kind of funny when things go locally and the customer pays for shipping. But as a customer, I understand that because I would also pay for shipping that was only an hour away. Next is a pair of leggings from American Eagle. These were the Everything Pocket Legging, and they were in a dark charcoal color, and they sold for $15. Next is a Cobra denim chambray embroidered fire-breathing dragon button-down shirt. This thing was in such good condition, and it was really cool, and I knew that it would probably take the right person to find it and purchase it. Finally, that right person came along, and it sold for $26.99. cents. Next is a free to me item. My mom is just constantly decluttering her house now, and she has a lot of vintage items, so I am listing those. This was a vintage small clear pressed glass chicken hen egg cup holder. I did use the word replacement because they did come in sets back in the day whenever they were created. So when I know that there are sets and I only have one or two of them, I will use that keyword of replacement in case someone is looking for one that broke or they're trying to complete their set. This did have some sharp edges around the inside rim. I did notate that in the listing, but there were no cracks or chips or anything, and it sold for $8.99. Next is an item from Michael Kors. This was an animal print faux wrap dress. This I thought was so pretty in the thrift store, and then when I got it home, I noticed that there were very small snags that had turned into holes on the back. There's a large buckle on the side that has like the faux wrap piece that kind of connects it, and I think that someone washed it in the washing machine and that buckle like kept digging into the fabric because it was very concentrated in one area. So I did my best to take photographs. I held it up against the light. I circled the little holes. The customer did have a bunch of questions regarding it. She was asking if I thought they could be fixed. I told her I wasn't sure because of the type of fabric, but I said, feel free to send me an offer, what you think is fair for the item. And she sent me an offer for $15, which I accepted. Next is the brand Matchpoint. I had never found this brand before. I've never even seen it or even heard of it from any other resellers, but it is a Lag and Look brand. Most of their stuff is 100% linen. And on my most recent thrift haul from Salvation Army, I found 2 items from the brand. So this was Matchpoint navy blue button front tunic, blouse, or dress. It could have been a mini dress. This sold for $31.49, and this piece actually stayed locally. It was only shipped to the next town over. Next is a chunky gold tone textured curb chain toggle clasp necklace. That was kind of a tongue twister to say. This came out of my ThredUp jewelry rescue box, and it sold for $10. It was very lightweight, almost like it was made with aluminum with a gold coloring on it, but it was in great condition. Next is a Cynthia Rowley Moroccan tile print long sleeve blouse. This was also an item that I had pulled to rephotographed. Thankfully it sold and I didn't have to, and it sold for $5.39. Next is a New Without Tags logo by Lori Goldstein slub knit dolman sleeve sweater cardigan in a dusty rose color. This is an example of an item that I ended because it was listed for over 300 days without being renewed. I did sell similar, and it sold within an hour or two after I did that for my full asking price of $27.99. So definitely take advantage of that end item and sell similar option. Next is a pair of Lafayette 148 black 96% virgin wool high-waisted wide leg pants. They were a size 12. The tag on the inside where it said Lafayette 148 was starting to come undone, but other than that, they were in really nice condition. They came out of one of my ThredUp rescue boxes, and they sold for $31.49. Next is another old item that I was planning on relisting. I love it when this happens so that I don't have to do more work. It was a Wallflower coral palm tree print tight knit semi-sheer high-low blouse. This sold for $4.75, and I do think that Wallflower is a juniors brand, and I will not be picking it up anymore because both Wallflower items that I picked up sold for very low, so not a bolo. Next was a Dazz, and it's D-A-Z-Z, nude tan crinkle rayon button front roll tab sleeve blouse. This was a size 2X. It came out of my America's Thrift Supply micro bale, and it sold for $14. Then the other Matchpoint item that I picked up sold. This was a navy blue pleated front midi dress. It did not have a size tag in it, but I tried it on. I also did measurements, and it fit like a size large, and it sold for $25. And then the last item to sell was a vintage New With Tags Bill Blass Blue Tropical Parrot Pineapple Print Capri Pants. They sold for $15, and the customer told me that they had another pair of these back when they were actually created back in the 90s or early 2000s, whenever it may be. They said they absolutely loved them, so they were excited to buy them and to get them altered so that they could fit. And they also left positive feedback right away saying that they were in amazing condition. So of my 24 eBay sales, I had $502.09 in sales. I made a shipping profit of $49.49 because what the customer pays is always a little bit higher than what I have to pay through eBay's discounted shipping. So I do make a little bit of profit there. I had $111.55 in fees, giving me a profit of $440.03. My average sales price for each item that sold was $20.92. And it feels really good to have an average sale price of over $20 on each platform this time, except for Mercari because I only had one item. So of my total sales, I had 35 sales for January 16th through January 31st of 2023. Total sales was $711.09. Fees were $112.15. My cost of goods this time was $152.84, giving me a net profit of $446.10. And my average cost of goods for each item that sold was $4.37. Well, thankfully my sales are picking up, at least on eBay side. Thank you for tuning in. And as always, I will see you in the next video. Bye.